Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Dutch campaign, where Sweden just bought off my attack. And yes, I made the decision, but alas, Sweden still had the money. However, this caused a severe drain on their funds, although they still naval budget, it is still huge. So let's continue trying this. And retry, and try, and try, ladies and gentlemen, but to no avail, honestly. So, let's skip ahead a bit, shall we? To some of the more interesting parts of the video. Now you're picking the Rotterdam as a name. I disagree with that, because I think I got the Rotterdam class already, right? No, I have a ship named Rotterdam. No class yet. Fair. Yeah, I could do that, but hold on. The Alkmaar is this hull. Okay, yeah. No, it's not the Alkmaar. It's the that's the Makassar, right? Yeah, that's the Makassar hull. Yeah, we can build a smaller Makassar essentially as a new heavy cruiser. Okay. First things first, though. Hector? That's not a Dutch name. That's not a Dutch name. Oh well, how about the Delft class? Just naming it after Dutch cities. I want this ship to be small. A small heavy cruiser. 11,000 tons. More or less similar to Makassar in terms of size, actually. Wow, I thought Makassar was more like this. What we can also do... And then we're going really small. 5,000, that's smaller. That is smaller than the Alkmaar class. Let's do it. Let's build a small heavy cruiser that can do 22 knots. Challenge accepted. Oh, but we can have turbines now. That helps, but we don't have a lot of room. 6-inch main belts. Okay. This is what we want. Not necessarily what we'll keep, but alright, let's do something like that. And yeah, I don't like that. Let's go with a smaller setup. A cheaper setup, mostly. You can fit there, and then I suppose... Okay, yeah, that works, actually. Casemate guns? I say you have guns. How dare you? Yeah, I think... The 6-inch is Mark III, though. But a heavy cruiser with 6-inch guns, that's... People are gonna riot if I do this. I mean... She's really underpowered if I do this. Undergunned. But another part of me really wants to do this now. Turning her into this. And maybe upgrade the diameter of these guns. Alright, let's take a look. I'm not against it. I mean, it's it's not a great ship. But she will be hilarious. Let's get a rangefinder on there. Let's armor up the guns. Okay. Yeah, we haven't checked out the shells. But we're pretty much at our limit right now. A heavy cruiser with the firepower of a light cruiser. This is going to be a disaster in the making. But they will be cheap to build, right? Build time 10 months. Maintenance of only 1.4 million. 31 million to build. So they will be cheaper, much cheaper than Macassar. Not necessarily better. How about, see, is there anything we can do to make you better? I'm gonna drop the armor on the guns. A fair bit, actually. And in exchange, okay, already got our enhanced reloading. But I really want my shells. Yeah, this is the cheapest one, isn't it? Okay. Deck armor, let's lower it. I need to... a tiny whiny bit needs to go down. How about the armor on the casemates? Come on. I could get rid of that. I wish I had oil, that would save a lot of room. And I don't even want to know what my flash fire chance is. What is my flash fire chance? 18%. Huh? Could be worse. No max. Yeah, standard ratio shells is fine. We're gonna standard ratio and do it like this. Okay. How about getting rid of the auxiliary engine? That does not save me enough room. I want to make this work. And I want to keep it 22. Yeah, I'm not touching this. That 100%. Not touching that. I'm not touching the anti-flood. And there is not much else I can touch here. I can get rid of the torpedoes. 27 tons to go. Go with ballistites. Okay, that solves the issue. That gives me a bit more protection on my casemates. In fact, let's get it up to 2. And 2.5 on the 6.9ers. Okay. Safe design. We have a very small, slightly underpowered, most likely, heavy cruiser. It will be nice for the colonies. And yeah, with 30 million, look at that. She is really the cheapest of the heavy cruisers, and she's not... Yeah, she is a cheap girl. Let's start building 2 to begin with, because we're losing 5 million a month right now. Russia is a bit grumpy as well. Let's keep Russia and China as friends for the time being. I think that is political the best thing to do. Now, like I said, a new destroyer design is what we need, right? Because we can't keep building old ships and upgrading them. Sure, I could grab that old destroyer design and copy paste it. Not going to. That would be cheating. Okay. With the turbines, we actually have some room to work with. Oh, this is wonderful. Now, I want... It will be a support ship, right? I want a gunboat destroyer. So, this tower... I mean, aiming speed. I don't really care about aiming speed. There's 23 smoke and there... Yeah, let's keep it... This is tower. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2. Tower. A 2-funnel setup is not even necessary, maybe? No, it's necessary. Okay, 2-funnel setup. Sure. Since it's a torpedo boat, it does need torpedoes. Let's add 2. Yes, that fits. Excellent. We still need a secondary tower, of course. Main guns. I say... 5.5-inch guns. That does not fit on there? Aww. Alright, back to the drawing board. Let's get rid of that for a moment. Wow. Okay, I can't place that. Okay, that's good. And it's a shame, honestly. Also a shame that it doesn't remember the 5.5s. Okay, you can't fire on there anyway, so let's do that. That is some serious firepower. Yeah, that engine tank, the turbines, really helps. In fact, we can throw in a real tower now. Let's get you set up again. Oh, come on. Fine. Single launcher then. I have a feeling you might not be able to turn, so let's do that. Ah, 2 tons. 2 tons! Of course, we also need to do all this stuff yet, so it wouldn't work like this, but if I could, I would go with something like this. Okay, what's the max armor we can have? 1 inch. Okay, let me... You know what? Let's scrap the design and start over. out. Let's set up the armor first. And the turbines, because the turbines really work. Standard bulkheads. Yeah, okay. 28 knots, that's fine. And I do like the anti-flood, although that is very expensive it seems. And I do like myself the 5.5 inch guns. That's a given for this ship. I want at least 3 5.5 inch guns on this ship. Okay. I'm going with a cheap tower. Cheap back tower. We get 90% engine efficiency with a single funnel, 80% with a thin funnel. How about just going thin induced? Saving weight is important to me. In fact, that could give me four torpedoes, even 6 if I wanted to. I don't want to, because, you know, gunboats. Let's get an auxiliary engine in. Let's get the rangefinder in. Enhanced reloading, yes. Okay, then we're gonna look at the barbettes. Can we get another turret in here? Yes, we can. But I don't like it. I mean, I gotta try, right? It's 5 tons. How can I save 5 tons, folks? Dunite? No. Light shells would do it. The guns are not protected. No, aboard, the guns are not protected yet. And I need to protect my guns. Okay. I think, honestly, we have a decent enough destroyer. A slightly better tower, that is doable. Most advanced tower, slightly overweight, okay. 1 less, nope. Then you should be fine. Okay. That's good, that's good, that's good. We have a bit of a 4 weight offset currently. Let's see if we can fix that. Like this. Okay. I like her. Decent firepower, I think. Her speed is maybe a bit on the low side, 28 knots. But I've no way of knowing that just yet. Yeah, honestly, I think it's on the low side. But as an escort ship, because that's what she is, I think she's good. Now, let's immediately take some into production of the Hector class, and the Hector class will go to Amsterdam for sure. Alright, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. 3 out of 6. There is still no Swedish fleet around. We're gonna take this part of Sweden without interference, I think. The first conquest has begun. It's about time. There's no resistance, so I won't be able to puff up my chest and say it's all thanks to me. No, I saw Sweden had no fleet and decided let's take advantage of that situation. I mean, Denmark, you're next. I promise you. And then maybe Belgium, slowly take over the small countries. 2 more turns. Should be good. Now, as you can see, we're building 13 ships currently. 6 heavy cruisers, 1 battleship, 1 destroyer. Only 59,000 tons. Yeah, that's because my heavy cruisers that I'm building, for those of you that forgot, they are very, very, very small. They're heavy cruisers in name only. In fact, let's look at the tonnage. Yeah, the North Sea light cruiser is actually bigger. Although, she is cheaper. Interesting. In terms of speed, this heavy cruiser is, well, midsection. Good for escorting the battleships, and that's essentially what she's here for. A block of armor with light guns to escort the battleships. So yeah. And there we have it, folks. Part of Sweden, and I almost pressed OK there. Ooh. Part of Sweden is overrun by the Dutch. Now, let's move towards Stockholm, because we're not done yet. The question is, though, can we launch that naval invasion? No, we can't. Okay, in that case, let's boost relations with China. As I continue to stare at the screen, eager for that new battleship to come off the line with her escort ships. Very eager indeed. Cause so many issues. On the other side, Great Britain is the most powerful nation in the world. Having Great Britain as an alliance is good. However, I'd rather not risk it. And that was a very hard decision. I've been staring at that screen for like at least 5 minutes before I was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Eastern Sweden is ours, ladies and gentlemen, and that means Kingdom of Sweden, no ports, no provinces. Next turn, they will fade away, fade away, fade away. I'm gonna park my fleet back here. In Amsterdam, I have a couple of ships. Gonna move 2 destroyers up there. 2 destroyers up there. I have 1 heavy cruiser and 2 destroyers in Göteborg as well. Good. So that's... I haven't defended Malmo. I'll, you know what? Let's get 2 destroyers there as well. Perfect. Now, we have plus 60 million. Next turn that will change. But how bad will it be? Because the war will be over. Sweden will be gone, right? Minus 12 million. Oh, that's not too bad. I expected worse. Still, this is a serious economical drain, but my economy will recover. Holy shit, they had a lot of ships somewhere. Light cruiser, heavy cruisers, interesting. 1 down, many to go. I'm looking at you, Denmark. I'm looking at you. And there we have it, folks. Sweden has been dissolved, as expected. Let us see what our political situation is like. First things first. We have a lot of nations that really dislike me currently, and I need to fix this. I need to fix this fast. Starting with Chile. While I don't necessarily mind a war with them, I don't really see the point in having a war with them right now, so I'd rather not. Although I can knock out their entire fleet in the North Sea if I do, which is good. In terms of finances, we have a growth of 6.9% currently, which is very nice. We're losing 12 million a month currently, but that'll change soon. I could bring the crew training down to 0, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take the loss for the time being. We got 15-inch Mark II guns coming up. Would be interesting if I had ships that were big enough to actually, use them. My fleet is back in port. And I suppose all my ships go to in being again, bringing the loss down, economic loss down to minus 3 million. And if I hit the end turn, plus 21 million, and my technology is back to average. Yes! Oh my god, that is so good. Still no idea how that happened, but hey, that is wonderful news. I don't have any unrest, so it's fine. DD is up to 1200 ton displacement. Torpedo boat destroyers are gone. I don't mind that. And I really enjoy that, so let's... Do I want... Yeah, Chile has a lot of friends. Let's keep Chile as a friend for now. We are plus 21 million now. No, that's minus 12 million. That is too much. 8-month build time. That's minus 5 million. And we are back at plus 13% economic growth. So that will be fixed very quickly. Very quickly indeed. 4 months for the heavy cruisers. Is there anything interesting coming up soon? Another cruiser tech. Maybe in 8 months. Dreadnought 2, not very interesting. No. Yeah, okay. I suppose what we could do, once we run a plus 25 million balance again, I want to upgrade my fleet once more. I think... Oh, we're back to behind. Oh, that is a shame. We're right on the cusp of being average on and behind. But yeah, once my economy restores itself, I want to start building my battle cruisers. I want to have at least 4. I like having 4 battle cruisers. I don't know. I like the number. I don't know why. So, minus 4 million currently still. But I'm worried. My battle cruisers are very expensive, 131. I think I will design another battle cruiser that is smaller than the Leopards. Maybe with bigger guns, but smaller, cheaper. I'm a bit worried about the costs of these giants. Look at that, gaining plus 2, almost, 1.3 million a turn now. That is good. Also, Denmark is being invaded by Chile. Part of me wants to attack Chile actually now, to destroy their fleet, save Denmark and take it for myself, but part of me is like, yeah, go ahead, take it. Gives me a reason to take it from you later on. And I will take it from them. Of that I have little doubts. Sadly though, it's a boring campaign in terms of naval battles so far, hasn't it? And I promise you, I haven't skipped a single one. This is what, 3rd episode without any fights. Maybe I should just get a fight going with Great Britain and at least have a fight and die gloriously. Ha! It would be hilarious. The fun thing is, now that I have Sweden, I am more willing to actually attack Germany as well. Because, yeah, if I lose to Netherlands, it sucks, but I'm not dead. If I lose the Dutch East Indies, yeah, fine, I get Sweden as a colony. Which is good as well. So, yeah. Let's get that smaller battle cruiser designed, shall we? Although, we're still building those heavy cruisers and I want to clear out the dockyard space entirely before getting that battle cruiser built. Yeah, let's wait on that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. Large armored cruiser and battle cruiser 2 hull have been unlocked. Our economical situation at the same time is getting better and better all the time, while I am trying to gain some control, well, some resemblance of control, because there are a lot of nations, as you can see, that really hate me. Now, Chile being the prime suspect here, I think Chile, if you want a war, come at me. I don't care about you. I have decided I am gonna probably scrap the Leopards. I built her, but I don't think I'll ever build her. Let's get a new design going instead. Ooh. This is a new dreadnought hull as well. But we're going... Oh, yes. William I. William of Orange. 30,000 tons. I can actually make them. That's terrifying. Let's make you smaller. 25,000. Can we bring you down to 20,000? Roughly. I mean, that is still very big. I mean, yeah, there is no choice here. A cage, a mast. $25 knots. The other battle cruiser that I have, the Leopard, is doing 28 knots. I do want to keep that 28 up there. 95% engine efficiency though. That's all. That is the best funnel we have. I don't want to add another one. Those turbines did not do much. The best way to fight torpedoes is not get hit by them. We can't have 5-inch guns, casemates, here. That's unfortunate. Am I going to use 6-inch casemates? I don't think I will. Although they are Mark III, the 6-inchers. Which is fine. Main guns, though. Main guns. So, 9-inchers, Mark II, Mark II, Mark II, Mark II, 222, Mark I. Okay, so up to 15 inches, Mark II. But the thing, these 15 inches are so big on this hull. 13 inch is still very big on this hull. But with a triple gun setup, it can actually work, I think. You know what? New plan. Let's move you inwards. Come on. Okay, hold on. Let's place one here to begin with. Move you forwards. And then place another one there. Very much would like these barbettes there as well, because it looks cool. And that's always a good thing. These 6 inches were Mark III, right? Yes. Supported by 2 4-inch guns on these platforms. I mean, yeah, I think we have a very fun battle cruiser here. Okay, can we armor you up though? Let's start off with this, looking good. Okay. Wait, we still need to upgrade the turret armor of the 6 inchers, turret armor of the 4 inchers. Okay. And the casemates get 5 inch each. Okay. Let's increase the deck armor. And then maybe get you to 8 inch. Yeah, acceptable. Bit of a 4 inch weight offset. Let's see if we can deal with that. 0.02. Okay, there we go. So we have a smaller battle cruiser than before. Yes. Do I want to know? Flash fire chance 40%. 70%. Let's not. This will be bad as well. 38% is actually better. Yeah, no Citadel can't afford it. Would love that, but that's not affordable either, although it's closer than expected. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. I think we have a decent enough battle cruiser this way. Although she is expensive, 161. With that, she's actually more expensive than the previous one that I designed. She will be better though, even though she has a lot less guns. Her guns are a lot stronger. Yeah, I'll scrap the Leopard. However, I also want to build a cheap battlecruiser. And with cheap, I mean cheap, folks. So let's see what we can do. Obviously, to go cheap, we need battlecruiser hull 1. Let's do 26 knots. You know, no, I do want a battlecruiser 2 hull. I mean, cheap, sure, but this hull is just that, just has that tiny thing called a cage mast, and I do want to have a single cage mast on you. I wonder though. We're gonna drop this tower. That's too far backwards, I think. Funnels are so expensive. Okay, let's do that. Okay, we have our fighting platform. Okay. Main guns. Centerline gun. I mean, honestly, the best gun that I have is the 15-incher, right? So I'm thinking... a 15 barbette. I don't like that barbette. I think it is too small looking. This one is better. Still too small, but yeah, that's better. I wonder if I can get a third gun up in the front section. Probably not with this whole shape, but willing to try. And a third 15-incher on the bow. Okay. Less than 100 million currently. The problem is we still need to add a lot of stuff, right? So to do that, we would most definitely reach... Let's see, how expensive was the other one? 160. And this one 130. If I can get it under 120, I probably can't. Well, no, I still need to armor up. Ah, damn it. Okay. And these guns are just too expensive. Are they too expensive for, well, 3.5? If I go 12-inch instead. It gives me a couple of advantages, actually. Advantage 1, we can do silly shit like this. You know, make a battleship that only has her guns fire in a single direction. Like so. Just... You're only allowed to broadside in this general direction. Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Very limiting in terms of fighting capabilities. So let's not. I do want to have this Nelson-esque model, though. Also surprised that we're perfectly balanced currently. Let's do that. That looks better. Alright, secondary battery installed. A couple of 5-inchers, nothing fancy. And of course the 12-inchers as the main guns. Okay. Get ballistic. I wanted to keep you under the 125 million. I think I succeeded with that. Only 100 million here. It's only 3 guns, though. I mean, we could turn this into a 4-gun ship, but do I want to do that? Honestly, no. No, I'm gonna keep it with the triple gun setup. And the 5-inchers in the rear. Yeah. Let's install a radio, though. And main belt. Ooh, that's a bit too much. However, 10-inch. Like I said, under 125 is the goal. There we go. Nope. Back to the drawing board. I forgot to armor up the turrets. Okay, that did not cost as much as I would have feared. Let's armor that up. Okay. Let's armor the turrets up better. Yeah, I don't want the turrets to blow up. Nine-inch on the main belt is a bit too much. All right. Damn. Too much. There we go. I think she's done. You know, we could make her more efficient, I think. If I can get a smaller 95%, 140%. What is the difference? Jeez, that is a lot. It's also a lot of costs. 95% engine efficiency, I can live with that. And it saves quite a bit of weight and money. I got 700,000 to improve the armor now. Well, that didn't last long. There we go, 3.6 on the superstructure with that change. Okay, I think she's ready. $18,000 tons. So, relatively small. A bit slower than the other one, but yeah, let's take a look in terms of costs. And you see what I mean. William I, the old battle. No, this is the. This is another battle cruiser design that I have. of course, the expensive one. This is the old one. There, Leopard. 28 knots, 11-inch guns. It's the 11-inch guns that worry me, honestly. And this is the cheap version. I'm doing only 26 knots rather than 28. And having 12-inch guns rather than the 13-inchers. I wonder if it's not just better to simply build this ship. Honestly, I think it might be. The 124 is still too expensive for what I want. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I don't like it. Gonna delete that design. And I think I'll delete the Leopard as well, because I don't think I'll build them. Yeah. Now, I could start building 2 battle cruisers, but that will kill me financially, so I'm going to start off with 1. And eventually I want to have like 3 or 4 of these battle cruisers in my fleet. I wish I could buy designs from other nations as a minor nation, though. That would have been very fun. Right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, comes an end to this episode, I think. It's a bit of a shorter episode, but it's late. My bed is calling me. And I'll see you guys next episode. Hopefully we'll get into a proper war then that will allow me to actually fight with my fleet. I am ready. We are ready. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care.